I believe that entrepreneurship is super fun until you become successful. Because
Please elaborate.
because when you become successful, then you need to bring another chauffeur, another assistant, another the supply chain guy, then warehouses, and you need to evolve. You will not be the salesperson anymore. You will not be the guy with the idea. You will not be the operator. You will be the leader. And taking that evolution, not everybody is able to do. At the end, you start being more a leader than an entrepreneur. Because if you bring the right team, then they will have ideas. You get this entrepreneur spirit. The company is entrepreneur, but you become the leader. And when you become the leader, at the beginning you are in the center, right? You have this idea, everybody is around you, and then you start getting on the top. So you have this pyramid that everybody taught us, and we all believe. But if you don't start getting from that pyramid, like be satellite, and then down, and flip the pyramid, so you are on the bottom, supporting the executives to become leaders. First, leaders of themselves, leaders of the process, and then leaders of the company. They will be the ones who will support others to be in the line of fire, which is where the service and the product is delivered, which is too far from you as an entrepreneur. You are in another crazy idea, things, taking care of other things, and you're on the bottom. So when you become successful and you don't learn that you are not in the front line anymore, that is a problem. You have to learn then to come all the way down, right? Keep touching the market so you know how you lead and be innovative, and you have your lab, but you have to come back to the bottom and support. So that's what, when he says servant leadership, I call it sustainable leadership, because you sustain the whole organization. And all the problems at the end, they're going to end up with you if they cannot, or when they need something, it comes down to you. But it's not like you're in the front line. They are in the front line. And maybe not even your circle. The ones who they lead, which is like 3 or 4 levels, right? So learning that is super critical. And when you see all these companies that grow, at the end, you can ask, Jeff Bezos and all those guys, they don't know how to operate a lot of things, but they have this leadership, right?
Yeah.
And they have these bright minds around them. And these bright minds have great drivers, and the drivers have great way to operate and deliver. So it's a machine. It becomes a machine, right?
Right.
But then you become the heart of that machine, and the heart is not in the face; it's right here. So you see, that is when the problems start. When the entrepreneur needs to move to the back.
And I think as soon as an entrepreneur becomes successful, he also gets an unknown disease which is called ego, which makes it difficult to
Even
go back
come
and start
down.
again.
And accept the things that you're not ready to accept now, because you find you want to be at the front, like I said. Now to come back and take a step back at the situations where you need to keep the ego out. There are so many meetings, there are so many decisions, there are so many calls in life, there are so many challenges where you will have to fight and take the ego out of you and forget who you are. And I love going to meetings without titles and them knowing it, because title, and the respect comes very naturally to the opposite person. And most of us lose it because we work and live for titles and chairs.
Yes.
And that's where you are not a servant leader. The minute you start doing that. And that's where the problem of being successful actually hits you. So very, very nicely said what you said.